Hey, LinkedIn. I wanted to come back in and say hello and introduce myself. Um, I've been in here, but not really playing full out. And now I'm going to play full out. You know why? I am here to help women rewrite their stories, rewrite the things that are holding you back. And I just find that the more that I'm doing what I do, it's women in their 40s and 50s. They're starting to feel a heaviness. They're starting to feel unaligned with who they truly are. Their work isn't going so well, but you know what they say? I don't want to start over again. I'm 50. I don't want to restart. Or they're in a marriage and it's not feeling good anymore. The kids are gone and there's contrast, right? There's this energy of because you don't know who you are. When our identity is held back to an old person, and I really truly mean this, in this life that you used to be, but now you want to be this woman who's powerful and exciting and, craving the business, starting to make money again, or up leveling your income, scaling your business, and it's not happening. It is where your frequency is. This is the identity of what you are holding. And I have been there many, many times. And I share my story because I know it's powerful. I know what I went through. It was meant for me to be here to help you. So in case you're new to me, I just want to say, hi guys, I'm Yvonne Purvis. And, I've always been an entrepreneur. I was a dancer singer back when I was 18. I was traveling around the world, dancing, enjoying luxury and travel and all these beautiful things. And then, stuff happened. And this is how the power of manifestation happens. I knew that dancing was starting to not feel. I was in a couple of car accidents and I knew I wanted more. And then all of a sudden I started to think about things, and I was hostessing in these corporate boxes in Toronto, Canada. And I loved people. I'm very good with people. And I started chatting, and I was all surrounded by men, of course, back then, the VPs and the presidents of all the companies. And I started collecting cards. And all of a sudden I started thinking, wow, what else could I do? And it was then that I thought I could be an event planner and still bring in the dancing on that end of the shows. And just like that, I created a business. And that's where in 2 years of creating that business, I became a millionaire, not by choice, not by pretending to be something else, by fully embracing who I am and following alignment. And my identity grew super fast because I asked one person, a very good friend of mine who was a big mentor, and I was competing against big corporations. I was working out of my little house, like a studio, a house. And he said, Yvonne, you're going to charge $500 an hour, just like all the other big companies, because it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter that you're a startup. It doesn't matter that you're working for yourself. And just like that, I said, okay. And I charged $500 to go in and to make to quote. And that was my hourly charge plus everything else. So I embodied it immediately. And I became so good at identity. I shifted my life for many years in all these different identities. And it was something that I'm actually realized that I'm very good at, not by choice, by doing, by being, by following my intuition. And then there came a time in my life that my identity went the other way. And that was through my marriage. And those were stories that I couldn't get out of it. The heaviness in that marriage kept me very small. And finally, many years later, I got out of that. And that's where that transformation of who I am today and how I can help you is because I hit rock bottom. I didn't know who I was. I was lost in life. I had to rebuild myself day by day and grow every day. I didn't have my family. I didn't have anyone else to look after me. I couldn't go stay with my parents. I was on my own at 52, starting fresh. And here's the really great thing that I've learned. As soon as things feel unaligned, I let go. I move on. I had a business in weight loss a couple of years ago. I let it go. It didn't feel heavy. It felt heavy in me. I didn't like it anymore. And this is now where I'm doing rewrite your story and helping wonderful women like yourself. And I want to share this. I'm having this amazing 3-day experience with me, and it starts in a couple of weeks. And And I would love and invite you, if you're feeling this calling, if you're feeling like this, what I'm sharing today is like, oh, that sounds really powerful. That is your intuition. That is your aligned person, who you are, saying, yes, I should just go and have a go. And it's going to be a beautiful 3 days together, where we're going to have a 60-minute masterclass, but then we're going to have 2 days in a container where it's going to be an intimate container and private. And you don't have to have your camera on. It's in a chat, but you're going to be able to start letting go of some of those layers and start seeing who you are. And that is the embodiment of becoming who you would love to be. Want to scale your business, you got to let it go. You want to have a better relationship, you got to figure out who you are. Because when you don't know who you are, you don't know how to be. And that is the friction. And I'm so excited for this masterclass. Her story begins now. Her story begins now. So I hope to see you on this masterclass. I hope we can start creating these beautiful relationships where you've got a place to really start feeling that support in where you are right now. Doing it alone is not a lot of fun. I did it alone. But that's why I had to go through that, so I can now help you. So please, send me a DM. I'm here to help and serve. And thank you so much for, I know I've already started making some beautiful relationships with some of my new posts. And because it is always letting go of the old. And I've called in more for my life. And that's the letting go. And then I start being more me, choosing me. So choose you and join me in this powerful masterclass and other more 2 days experience. It's more than a masterclass. It's going to change your life. I hope to see you there. Bye.